This is in fact not Orison.
Reba.
This is Port Dressler. Getting a little bit of dropped frames. Hold on here. Oh, even the game timed out. That was weird. Alright, we're back.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle selected. Stand by. Your vehicle. Please visit us again.
Welcome to Robert Space Industries. Enjoy the ride. System check. Engines are on. Weapons system is off. Take off. Landing gear raised.
Ask your bartender. Denizen waving hand sign.
Auto drive is now on.
Is that?
Auto drive is now off.
Oh, ask your bartender. It cut off the first part of your name. Yeah, let's try that. Let's just tweak some settings. Okay, where were we? What's up, AYB? If you're on Discord, you can
Auto drive is now on.
you can jump in the chat. Trying to get my pew pew. you on?
Ask your bartender. Not much. Just watching you play this wild game, lol.
Yeah, this game's crazy.
Ask your bartender. Is this VR?
I mean, it can be. It's not for me right now. Trin plays it VR. I'm actually just playing it in 1080 on a crappy monitor because my 4K monitor broke. It fell off the desk.
Ask your
and shattered.
bartender. Okay.
Shields are.
Ask your bartender.
Deployed.
Also, I don't think I am in your Discord. Ask your bartender. Aw, that sucks.
Here, let me see. That should work. Can't tell who the bad guys
Denizen.
are. I think these are bad guys here,
https://discord.gg/ekutrgt.
and they're just like programmed not to engage until I show up. Yeah, see? Now they're shooting at each other.
Weapons system is on.
He took like 4 shots to kill that guy. With a spaceship. Oh, he's still alive.
Landing complete.
Oh shit, look at this guy. Let's see if we get any goodies.
Ask your bartender. Link says I am unable to accept the invite.
I don't know what that means. Try that one.
Denizen. https://discord.gg/5wyc3no2b. Ask your bartender. Same thing. Is it possible I'm in the ban list? LOL.
Doubt it. Let me check. Ban list. No, I'm in the wrong spot. And I have to be on my other account. Bands. Oh, there's a lot of people in here. Holy shit. Oh, wow, you are in here. Try it now.
Ask your bartender.
Oh, if you join, I'm gonna have to give you all your stuff back too. Like, let me see. Yep, you did. So here, let me give you some
Ask
rolls.
your bartender. I think when we all got booted out way back when, some of us ended up in the ban list lol. Ya fucking dick lol. Ask your bartender. I'm in there lol.
Yeah, I gave you permissions to come into live. I'm also gonna add you to foodies, movie lovers, and audiophiles. That's just a guess, so let me know if you don't want any of that shit. And where's the memes? Well, you're watching me play Star Citizen, so I'm gonna put you in the Citizens. And then where's the meme thing? Memes. Meme Lord. Oh, you already chose that. Ha ha ha, funny. Yeah, so find me in
Ask
the
your
live channel
bartender.
if you want to chat.
Sounds good.
Should be all permed up. This works too, you know, I can hear you. It's time to pew pew. I've been waiting for this all morning.
Ask your bartender. Throw me wherever you want me lol.
Oh, did you join one? You gotta... Oh, you mean the rolls. Yeah, I already did. That's usually how I do things anyways, you know? I'll just toss you around. What in the world?
Ask your bartender. I hear that's a lot of fun, lol.
Oh yeah. Can't see shit. There's like a dude in that steam somewhere, I guess. Just firing blindly. Can't see shit. Oof. Where'd he go? There's two guys down there somehow.
Ask your bartender. I would have been taken out already, lol.
Why won't it let me put it on this gun? That's weird. Optics S2. This is S1. Could have sworn I put deltas on these all day long. But okay. Well, that worked. Alright. Hopefully those guys aren't stuck in a wall. Let's see if I can get down there.
Ask your bartender. Adios LOL.
The server must be like kind of clogged. Like, clogged. What the fuck? It must be like kind of congested. That's the word I was looking for, because well, I don't know, those other AI were kicking my ass. Now that I think about it. I was gonna say those dudes weren't really fighting back, but these guys sure as hell did. See this guy's these. Oh, I'm out of ammo. Why doesn't the... That's weird. It's like some kind of bug. Have to do it the old school way. Let's do the new school way. What kind of ammo do we have here? 71.
Take off, Lieutenant. Shields off. Landing gear raised.
Alright, let's see what's next.
Drive is now off. Shields on. Landing gear deployed. Landing complete.
Gentlemen? This gun does a lot of pew-pew. Oh, somebody's been down here. Oh, I forgot this one has a countdown until it starts. Oh, they did come in there. Somebody shoot at me. Of course, these guys have fucking the ammo for the gun I threw away.
Ask your bartender. Shit lol.
Where the fuck is that coming from? It's got owned. Oh, he's on the first floor. Is this thing empty or what? That's a player. I could have sworn I saw a player back there. I think it was this guy. Damn, my Moby glass is fucked up. There we go.
Auto drive is now on. Auto drive is now off. Shields are on. Landing gear deployed.
Not sure if that was okay for just triggering it. Engines are off. Ooh. See if I can find a scope for this thing. Three X. Better than nothing, but it won't go on there. He still sees someone over there. Is that a good guy?
gear raised.
Pyro. Alright, maybe we'll head to Pyro in a bit, but let's do this first. Oh, this place is huge, huh? It's like the pretty much another logistics depot.
Shields are. Landing gear deployed.
Those look like workers. Maybe not that guy though. Uh-oh. That was a good guy. Oh shit. Oh, there's a turret right there.
Weapons
Oh my
system
god.
down.
Missile. Oh shit. Whoa. I mean, you accidentally murder a guy these days, you know? Jesus.
So you're interested in our work? It's pretty simple.
I'm in prison now.
The authorized mining tunnels. Look for any potentially valuable minerals and harvest them with the multi-tool. Deposit them in one of the mineral hoppers, and you'll be issued a time reduction chance.
$32 minutes. Ugh.
Remember, delivering harvested elements can drastically reduce your sensitivity.
Got picked clean. doing.
Attention! Attention! Please direct your attention towards the front gates. One of our guests has completed their rehabilitation and is being released. Let's give them a round of applause. Good luck back in the world, civilian. Due to your recent actions, we've reduced time on your sentence. Isn't that great? Congratulations! You have completed your required sentence in our facility. We at Klesher Rehabilitation are extremely proud to have played a role in your rehabilitation and hope that you've used this time to better yourself as a human and as a member of civilized society.
Oh yeah, Doc, I'm fully reformed. You won't see me committing accidental acts of murder anymore.
In your sentence, you have already begun to help make the Empire a better place. Thanks to our award-winning Klesher Cares program, a percentage of all your hard work goes towards helping those less fortunate. Together, we can turn your home into Attention! Attention!
vehicle. Please visit us again. Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System. Your insurance claim has been sent. Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System. Thank you. Vehicle select. Please visit us again. Goodbye. Your vehicle has been moved to our storage facility. Vehicle selected. Stand by. Your vehicle has been delivered to. Please visit us again. Goodbye.
Wonder what this Foxwell shit is.
Please visit us again. Goodbye.
Welcome to Roberts Space Industries. Enjoy the ride. System check.
Jesus. Yellow level contract. Let's see if we can. Find out these rewards. Mm. Website is kind of cool, and at the same time, it kind of sucks. Like trying to find information. The race for Arcor. Okay. Race for Stanton. Microtech. Strata armor. Jumpsuit and hat. Pyro tool. Laser pistol. Prism, parallax, quartz. Ooh, I get a Microtech Aurora livery. That, I kind of want that. Microtech, Constellation looks nice too. Black armor. Winner. Made for miners, but written any adventure. So this is like the person who does the most. They get this and nobody else does. The Microtech Black variant was made specifically for the company. Nice strata armor for Hurston. Nice livery for the Aurora. That looks dope. Hurston black armor. That's cool. Crusader. Wow, look at that aurora. That's slick. The raft and the constellation look dope too. The Herc looks cool. Black strata. Hardcore. I can't wait to see this one. That's funny. It's kind of plain. Raft looks good. The cat looks like it's supposed to. Alright, I guess we start in our hometown. I'm gonna change the stream title too.
Shields off. Auto drive is now on. Auto drive is now off. Landing gear raised. Auto drive is now on.
Why am I dropping on a warp? That was weird. Where do we go to rent shit?
Auto drive
think you rent a ship in the cargo place.
Priority dispatch. Tommy when you're ready.
Hi.
Mo. The Nomad, that's the name I was trying to think of earlier. Let's see what our hauling requirements are. $72, $144, $180. $188. $238, $236. $96. What about the Hull A? $64. What else do we have here? The Mo Freelancer Max Heavy Freight. $120. That's closer. Wait, no. It's a little bit more than the Andromeda. I also don't see the Andromeda in here, which I'm not sure what's up with that. The Hull B has 384. See, list of star citizenships by SCU. So I need like an Odyssey or above. Even a hull B. That's weird because it said. No, that's correct. Not available for rental. Ships for rent by location. Man, that's all we get? Let's see how much the 600i has. That's nothing. How about here? Yeah, the 600i is down here. Odyssey, Gemini, Starliner. Orion. But I don't see. Oh yeah, this is by location. Okay, I got you. So I gotta check all these. The freelancer, how much does the freelancer have? Nothing. What about the raft? $192. That's the best so far, I think. Look at the C1. C1's not on here. That's weird. 64. Yeah, Port Tristle's not even on here. Huh. Oh, okay, the cargo decks have the same shit. The Freelancer, which is the one that we're looking at, right? Well, we got a Freelancer Max. $120. $96. And then that was the Raft. Same. Oh, Taurus has more. This Raft says 192.
Hello and welcome back to Star Citizen. My name is Evenlease, and today on 10 Minutes More or Less Ship Review, right behind me, once again, the Argo Raft. Let's go ahead and take a look. I just did a review on this a week ago, and I'm already having PTU 4.1.1, and we're going to take a look at exactly what changed. So with that, this ship, no stats really changed other than the fact that it can carry a lot more cargo. So there you go. Thanks for coming by now. But let's go and take a look at this ship. The Argo Raft, if you're to buy it on the Play Store right now, is $125, or if you buy it in game, $3,543,750 AUBC. Now, I want to say, I don't expect that price to stay the same, whether it's in game or out of the game. So if you want this ship, get it as soon as possible. I say that because there are a lot of ships with cargo less than what this ship has now that cost more. So keep that in mind and move quick. This ship is 23 meters wide, 39.5 meters long, and 12 meters in height. So it's not a small ship, but it's also not a massive ship. It's like something like a Caterpillar or a Carrack or anything like that, which is fantastic because you're able to move cargo without taking up too much square footage. Now, this ship does have a 14-minute claim time, or if you expedite it, it's only 2 minutes, which is pretty good. 2 minutes to get your cargo ship back. If you accidentally throw it into a rocket,
double the cargo.
meters
How
a second,
much?
I'd take it. Now, this ship, you didn't have control
Go
over
fuck
those big
yourself.
guns on top of the ship. The only thing you had as a pilot was 2 size 1
he
hardpoints
seriously not
that don't
gonna
even come
say?
mounted with guns, and you have to get guns on them yourself. But now you do have control over over those guns, and you output 852 damage per second due to the 2 size 3 M5A laser cannons. And like I said, you do have 2 size 1 hardpoints that you can mount 2 size 1 guns on there, adding a little bit more to that damage per second. But honestly, you are not a combat ship. You're not going to be out there doing any sort of bounties, so I'm not sure if it's really worth it, but you could definitely do it just for the fun of it and adding a little bit more firepower. Now, you don't have any missiles on this boat. Again, it's a cargo ship through and through, so no missiles. Now, let's talk about a addition, one of the additions to this ship that has made it amazing, and that is a tractor beam at the back right of the ship, and it's in such a phenomenal spot. We're taking a look at that tractor beam right now, and it is such a great addition to the ship.
This guy's seriously not going to tell us.
From the interior without having to leave your boat, as long as the cargo is readily available outside. Now, if it's not readily available, you just got to run out, open up the area, bring up the cargo on the freight elevator, and then hop back in your ship and stay in the realm of safety instead of getting shot. Now, be careful. Somebody can run up to that terminal and send your cargo back down and take it from you. So always keep an eye out with what potential targets are out there that might try to take your cargo and take advantage of you. Now, this ship does have 3 size 2 shield generators outputting 15,300 bubble shield, which is actually quite fantastic. It's a good amount of shield and will help prevent you from falling out of the sky too quick once you do come under fire. And since you are a cargo ship, you will come under fire because pirates love to steal cargo. Now, you also have 57,469 ship HP, once again helping you prevent your untimely demise when you're getting shot at. So get yourself into navigation mode as soon as you can and get out of dodge, because you don't want to die when you're carrying that precious 192 SCU of gold, which we'll talk about here in just a second. Now, if you're talking about speed, it's not going to be in your favor. You have a top speed of 140 SCM with a 340 forward boost and a 150 backwards boost with a top nav speed of 990. Now, that's not the worst speed in the game, but it's definitely not the best. You are sitting at a very crawly speed, and you have to really keep an eye on that and what's around you so you don't get caught up in any sort of trap. Now, you do have a pitch yaw roll of 40, 40, 117, or if you boost it, 48, 48, 140, which is actually okay. It's definitely decent for the style of ship, and with how much cargo it can hold now, it kind of makes sense. Your mass has grown, the ship moves a little bit less, your thrusters are smaller. Speaking of those thrusters, if you press K on the keyboard, you can make them VTOL. Pretty cool. Helps you get up out of atmosphere, or prevents you from falling into the ground if you're going a little too fast. Make sure you get those VTOLs going and press on the space bar as quick as you can. Now, you do have a total of 225 SCU of hydrogen fuel and 1.8 SCU of quantum fuel. So it's a good amount of fuel. Honestly, it does a great job. And now that you're able to transport a lot more cargo, I'm not going to fault it too much there, because honestly, it was under 100 SCU cargo. So now 2 SCU of cargo on this grid. Before, it was under 100.
Okay, so we can rent this at Area 18. I don't think we can rent it here. The mall. No. Back to Area 18.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle. You'll please visit us again. Alright, off to Area 18 we go.
Is at 100%. Weapons system is off. Takeoff complete.
I'm gonna watch a cop video while this travels.
On April 9th, 2023, an unidentified individual called 911 claiming to have overheard a verbal argument and a crashing sound from inside the Pima County, Arizona home of Pastor Stephen Aiken and his wife, Deborah Aiken.
Pima County Sheriff's Department, how may I help you?
Hi, I'm really concerned about my neighbor. I'm hearing the husband yelling to the wife, and it sounds scary. Like
How long have you been hearing them arguing for, ma'am?
15, 20 minutes. It's very disturbing.
Okay, and does it sound like they are, like, getting physical, or?
I think so. I know they're an elderly couple, but it sounds, yeah, I hear, like, crashing sounds.
Okay.
Like something's being thrown.
I'll call in place. We're going to get officers out there to check it out, okay? So thank you for letting us know.
Do you know how long it'll be?
So as soon as an officer's available, which it shouldn't be very long, and as far as you know, it's just the two of them in that house?
Yeah.
Okay.
According to Mr. Aiken, this call was a false complaint made by a disgruntled former contract employee as an attempt to, quote-unquote, swat him. Sergeant Oscar Frugi and Officer Zachary Woodrow of the Sahuarita Police Department responded to the call, and were later joined by Sergeant Eric Heath and Lieutenant Juan Zamora. The interaction that followed was captured on the officer's body-worn cameras.
Hey, police department! What? Open the door! No, who is it? Police! What do you want? You guys doing okay? Oh, we got a call. My grandson's in the hospital. Okay. Okay, can I chat with you? I can't hear you. Can I chat with you outside? What else is in there?
I'm here. Everybody's fine.
Okay, I need to talk to them now.
Who do you need to talk to? I'm here.
Well, who else is in there?
Sir, I'm not answering your question. If I would like you to leave my property, there's no problem here.
Yeah, well, I can't do that right now.
I'm a retired cop. I know the rules.
Well, I'll feel a lot better if I can go in there and chat with you, talk to anybody else who's in there.
Yeah.
What?
Nobody's life's in danger. Nobody's in trouble. Everybody's fine. I'm telling you that.
Yeah, you're telling me that, but I don't know who else is back in there.
Of course, I understand.
Okay, well, you did this job, too. You're a retired cop. Where are you from?
Sir, you have no PC.
Where are you retired from?
Philly.
Philly?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I was a sergeant.
You're a sergeant. Oh, perfect.
There's no problem here.
Well, I don't know that. Well, I feel a lot better if I could talk to somebody else in there, besides your story.
You can wait. If somebody shows up, you're happy to talk to them, but I can't help you. There's no problem here whatsoever. None.
So who else is in there?
Sir, I'm not answering your questions. I respect what you do. I wish you well. I want you to stay safe. I support the cops. But there's no crime here. There might have been some crying over a 12-year-old boy who might not make it through the night, but other than that, there's no crime here.
All right. Can I get your name?
Yes.
So who else lives inside the residence now? What's that?
May I go, please? Am I being detained?
Well, you're not being detained right now, no. But I'm just trying to figure out.
I want to go back to bed.
Okay, well, I just want to make sure that everything's okay. That's all it is, man.
You got my name, you got my date of birth. I didn't even have to give you that, but I don't mind. I appreciate what you do. But there's no problem here. I want to go to bed. I've had a rough night. My grandson's in the hospital.
Hey, my boss wants to talk to you. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Hey, man. Hey. Okay, I appreciate that. So, is there any way that we can come in and talk to you? Okay, I would really appreciate it.
No, not happen.
All right.
Camera, I want to tell you, there's no crime here. Nobody's in danger. Nobody's been hurt. There was a yell when we found out about our
denizen. https://youtube.b/mzz/welqc.
Okay. There was a female yelling inside the residence. Okay. Who else is inside the house? What's that? I can't hear you, man.
Not answering your question, sir.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, I gotta check the welfare of the house. So anybody that's in there. Okay. All right.
If you don't want it, I'll cooperate with you, but I'm not letting you in my house when I cook sleeping pills and I want to go to crime. And nobody's in danger.
Huh?
Do you have GPS? Nobody's been hurt. And there is peace in the house.
Okay.
4 officers here, so what?
Yeah. Well, we got a call about a possible domestic disturbance.
I understand that.
Okay.
And there was a scream when we got the phone call from mine about my grandson. That's it. So if you think you have enough probable cause, then wake up a judge and come get me. But if I don't think you do, because I'm telling you, there's no harm here. You have no evidence of the crime. I'm asking you to leave. I want to go to bed.
Okay.
And I do wish you well. I wish you well, sir. But there's no crime here.
Okay.
How long are we going to stay here?
I can stand here all day long. And I can, all night long, and in the morning, somebody else will come. We can stand here too. But I'd rather not.
You can follow us to work. You can do whatever you want. But that's it.
How about this? Can they come up? Can they come up to the door? Can they come up to the window? Please.
I'm not disconnecting all her food.
You're not what?
I'm not disconnecting all of her food. Just to wheel her out.
Oh, so she's on oxygen. Your wife is? Okay.
Despite Mr. Aiken repeatedly telling the officers that his wife was bedridden with a serious medical condition and insisting they leave his property, the officers informed Mr. Aiken that they would not leave until they could make contact with Mrs. Aiken. In response, Mr. Aiken provided the officers with his wife's phone number in an attempt to avoid having to get her out of the bed. However, once the officers reached Mrs. Aiken on her cell phone, they were able to convince her to come to the door themselves.
Hello?
Hi, is this Deborah?
Yes, it is.
Hi, Deborah. This is Officer Woodrow with the Sahuarita Police Department.
Yeah.
Hey, is everything okay?
Yeah, everything's fine.
Okay, so we got a call tonight.
Bad news about our grandson.
Yeah, that's what Steve was telling me. I'm sorry to hear that.
And I've been sick, so.
I understand. Look, Deborah, the quickest and easiest thing that we can do so we can get out of here is just to make sure that everybody's okay. Is there any way that you can? Is there any way you can walk to the front door?
I'm in bed.
Okay, is there any way that you can walk to the front door window just so we can see you and see that you're in good physical condition as far as, you don't have to open the door necessarily, but as long as we can see you.
Sure, I'm in my pajamas.
Hey, I've seen everything. You're just fine.
It's okay, you're fine. Hey, miss, come here. I'd like to chat with you. Miss, can I have you please open the door so I can chat with you separately, and then we can just go home? We can get out of here. I can't hear you. Okay. I know, and I'm sorry. I really don't want to bother you, but the thing is I have to check up on you, and I have to make sure that everybody's okay.
She's fine.
And and truthfully, I don't feel comfortable.
What is wrong with this guy
right now? And the only reason is because I can't. You may want to tell me something away from him, and you can't do that right now because he's standing around the corner. He's behind the corner. He turned to the left. Okay. Could you please open the door so I can just chat with you? You're not what?
I'm not scared of my husband. I'm not.
Okay.
First, the tools are here. Let her know that if she doesn't open the door, we're going to have to force entry to check welfare.
Okay.
Wow.
So right now, if you don't open the door, we're going to have to break it in. I don't want to do that.
Wow.
The officers informed Ms. Aiken that they will break down her door if she does not allow them to enter peacefully. As we have discussed before here on ATA, the Fourth Amendment creates strong protections for the home and the right of individuals to be free from so-called unreasonable governmental intrusion while they are in their homes. This means that a warrant is generally required to enter a home without its owner's consent, unless the so-called exigencies of the situation make the needs of law enforcement evidence so compelling that the warrantless entry is considered objectively reasonable under the Fourth Amendment. One such so-called exigency that may justify a warrantless entry is the so-called emergency aid exception, which, as the Supreme Court explained in the 2011 case of Kentucky versus King, permits officers to enter a home without a warrant to render emergency assistance to an injured occupant or to protect an occupant from imminent injury. Crucially, the mere desire to conduct a welfare check does not give police officers the authority to violate the usual warrant requirement in a home. In the 2021 case of Cornelia versus Strom, the Supreme Court unanimously rejected the idea that a general so-called community caretaking function allowed officers to make warrantless home entries in the absence of a true emergency, affirming that there must still be a specific, immediate risk to justify intruding into a home without consent or a warrant. Now here, although the officers had some evidence of a past argument, there was no corroborating evidence of injury or violence, and the house was quiet and orderly when they arrived. Now, because there was no apparent evidence supporting an ongoing present emergency, it is unlikely that a court would conclude that the officers had the authority to enter the home over Mr. Aiken's objections.
Yes, so we have the tool to open the door. Okay?
We gotta go. We got ecstasy. We got the right tools. Last warning.
Look, last warning. You gotta open up. Last warning.
I'm gonna kill up already.
Okay, you guys got a stack? Okay.
Lieutenant, on you.
Yes, you can come outside if you do it right now.
Wow.
No, we're not gonna take you away. Look, 100%, we're not gonna take you away. Okay. Miss.
All right, let's move.
If you can please open the door.
Move. They're both there. Breach. Move, Oscar. Move. Put your hands where we can see them. Put your hands.
Wow.
She has a medical condition on her license.
Sir, put your
He
hands where we
battered the door into her.
Come on out here, bro.
Dad just hurt me. You hit me with a door.
I understand. Ma'am, come over here and talk to us, okay? Let's get.
I understand.
The officers
Like
break
he's
down the door,
like he's an
hitting Miss Aiken
Indian
in the
customer
process and
service
causing an
person
injury
for
to her
somebody
face. The
whose
officers
Amazon
forcibly
order
remove
didn't
Mr.
arrive
Aiken,
on time.
place Mr.
I
Aiken in
understand.
handcuffs, and walk him outside the house. As we have discussed earlier in this episode, it is improbable that a court would conclude that there were exigent circumstances to allow the officers to make a warrantless entry into the home, even before the officers talked to Ms.
Holy
Aiken. Once the
shit.
officers saw and spoke
You
with
can't
Ms.
make this
Aiken,
shit
and she
up.
assured them that she was fine, any justification for exigent entry diminished significantly, making it even more unlikely that a court would find that the officers had the lawful authority to enter the home. And while courts have approved temporary handcuffing to address a safety risk during the search of a home, the circumstances involved in Mr. Aiken's detention differ drastically from the facts present in such case law. For example, in the 2005 case of Mueller versus Mina, the Supreme Court approved the detention of an occupant in handcuffs for 2 to 3 hours during the search of a home. However, the search in that case was lawful, as it was executed pursuant to a valid search warrant, and officers were searching the house for guns, which was an inherently high-risk situation. The search of the Aikens' home, on the other hand, was likely unlawful, and there was no evidence here that Mr. Aiken constituted a safety risk in any way. Accordingly, a court would likely find that the detention of Mr. Aiken in handcuffs was an unreasonable seizure in violation of the Fourth Amendment.
Embarrassed me in front of my neighborhood. For what? Because we got upset that the grandson was sick?
No, that's not the thing, sir. Listen.
Yeah, listen.
Right. The biggest thing was we just needed to talk to your wife, right?
Yes, she is.
All of this.
You
right,
did
all
talk
this
to
could
her.
have been avoided.
Well?
All we needed was just to make sure that everything was okay. Okay, you've been in the field, right? You know exactly what it is. Exigency circumstances.
Yeah.
Saying that a neighbor.
You
called
do
said
not
that
have
he was
exigent
screaming.
circumstances.
But she
And
found
then-
out my grandson.
I understand that, but we're not here to arrest anybody. We're here to make sure that nobody is hurting inside. The fact that you said
I know
that
the
there's
drill.
a lot of people in the house, but you're
I
not
know the
talking
drill.
to any of them.
I never saw it. There was a lot of people. That's fine.
Right. And that's
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 fine.
the reason. That's why
We're
we're
all
here.
good. We're all good.
Okay.
You had both of us on camera. Both of us telling
We're all
us
good,
that
we're all
no
good.
fight, no domestic
Wow.
abuse, and you kicked in my door. I mean, that doesn't make sense to me. You did what you did. If it's within the confines of your
job, then so be it. But if it's not, I want to move the actually getting done out there. Because that's ridiculous.
Did the officers explain to you why we got called here?
Yeah, somebody called. Anonymous here. Imagine that. Anonymous tip. So it could be in my door, an anonymous tip. Not happening.
Mr. Aiken points out that the 911 call that the officers received was from an anonymous source. Courts have consistently held that the Fourth Amendment prevents officers from acting solely on an anonymous report unless the tip includes sufficient evidence of reliability. For instance, in the 2000 case of Florida versus JL, the Supreme Court held that an anonymous tip that a person had a gun, without more, did not justify even a brief stop and frisk because the tip gave no predictive details or other means to test the informant's knowledge. In reaching this conclusion, the court noted that an anonymous tip alone is rarely enough evidence to provide even the reasonable suspicion to make the investigatory stop, and that generally, anonymous complaints must be suitably corroborated before the officers may take action that implicates the Fourth Amendment. Because these Sahuarita officers did not find any corroborating evidence regarding the anonymous call when they approached the Aikens home, it is unlikely that a court would find that the tip alone gave rise to an actionable level of suspicion.
Well, we call the person back and we ask, hey, what exactly did you do?
A woman screamed.
So I heard a man say, a man in the car. I heard a man say, you don't respect killing. And the woman said, no, 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 something happened to kill. Then they called 911. It was a huge response. Well, there's a white neighbor on the door, something about us.
She's not well.
We went next door, across the street. We didn't see any of the doors with the sign across the street. She's not well. So we put all the information together. I got a report from that woman's screaming. We got a man that went over the door. Says he's a cop. He should know the business.
I was very cooperative. At
the window?
Yes, I was. I was very courteous and professional.
I'm going to decide on the other because he didn't open the door.
Wow.
We just have to do what we protect your suite. Go make sure that there's no one in there held, injured, being held against their will, bound, anything like that.
So every call that you get in this regard, if you don't get in, you crash it. Although you have no probable cause to believe that anyone's being held captive in the room.
Well, there's other, we refer to that as exigency. That we need to act because it could be somebody who doesn't injured.
That could be every
There's
call
nothing
you make.
exigent.
It could be every call like this. If you forced entry, or multiple calls like this.
Okay.
Absolutely.
It is what it is. Where I come from, we prefer the Fourth Amendment.
Good? Alright. Alright, we'll get these off of you.
Thank you.
I appreciate it, Steve. Thanks for the cooperation.
So this whole breaking in the door.
Thanks for letting us break your door down, slam it into your elderly wife who's on oxygen for no fucking reason. Thanks, Steve.
I'm not understanding the question.
In other words, the fact that you thought you had the authority to kick in my door, was that under the revised statutes or was that the Sahuarita policy?
Well, it's our policy.
Sahuarita policy, yes. Okay. All right, so there's nothing in the revised code about it.
Today, we consider the totality of the circumstances. We have on exigency because we had a report. Tell us the house with something on the door. This is something about oxygen.
Yeah, my wife's sick.
There was somebody yelling. I heard somebody say, "You don't respect me," yelling, arguing. Then I heard something, "No, no, no." Then I heard something break or crash. So we call those clues. Our indication, we're thinking that there's been.
He didn't hear fuck all. He's just making shit up.
Through the window, asked me, "Can we come in? Can we clear? Can we make sure nobody's injured?" Said, "You can't come in. You're not opening the door." Our fear is that there was somebody inside that was injured. So we were waiting for the ram. That's what took so long. Otherwise, we would have been in
So would you look like fools if there's nobody in the house?
Would we look like fools?
Yeah.
Based on all the information we have, absolutely not.
So anytime one person answers the door, you're going to end up kicking in every door just in case there's somebody inside.
No, but if I have one person that answers the door, and I have a witness that says, I was walking by.
I'm here.
We even went as far as going across the street and next door each way to see if there were any other front doors that had signs about oxygen.
I understand. She's a sick woman.
So roll that out.
And that's why we have the number for our attorney on there as well. Because people make prank calls just because she's sick. So it's all good. May I have something? Thank you. I appreciate the work you do. I actually do.
After the encounter, Mr. Aiken wrote a letter to the chief of the Sahuarita Police Department regarding the entry into his home and requesting a separate investigation into who swatted him. An officer did meet with Mr. Aiken, but no investigation was ever formally launched. The Aikens originally planned to settle any potential claims stemming from this encounter for $1 and an agreement from the Sahuarita PD to provide additional training to the officers. However, according to Mr. Aiken, he decided to proceed with a lawsuit instead of agreeing to a settlement because he believed that the proposed training materials were inadequate and did not appropriately cover the Fourth Amendment issues involved in the illegal entry into his home. On April 10th, 2024, the Aikens filed a federal lawsuit against the officers involved and the town of Sahuarita. Along with other claims, the Aikens alleged Fourth Amendment violations, including false arrest, illegal search, illegal entry, and illegal refusal of requests to leave. As of the date of writing this episode, this case is still pending, and Mr. Aikens is scheduled for a deposition in August. I want to give a special thanks to James Freeman, who supplied the footage used in this episode, and also created a documentary telling the full story of this encounter. I highly recommend checking out his coverage of this encounter, and you can find it linked down below. Overall, the Sahuarita officers get an F for needlessly escalating an anonymous call into an illegal breaching of a private home, blatantly ignoring clear evidence that dispelled their suspicion, and for demonstrating a reckless disregard for the safety and constitutional rights of Mr. and Mrs. Aiken. It is obvious from the footage that none of the officers on the scene possessed a clear understanding of what satisfies the so-called exigent circumstances doctrine, which requires clear evidence of an immediate emergency, not vague allegations of a potential past crime. The 911 call that prompted their response came from an anonymous source with no identifying details or corroborating information. Despite this, the officers treated the tip as though it created a legitimate emergency, even though they encountered no visible signs of distress or violence upon arrival. Over the course of 37 minutes, they spoke to both Mr. and Mrs. Aiken through the door, made multiple radio calls, and waited for a breaching device to arrive, all without seeking a telephonic warrant. When the officers ultimately broke down the door, they injured Ms. Aiken, ironically the very person that they claimed to be protecting, and escalated the situation without justification. Mrs. Aiken had already made verbal contact with them and showed no signs of harm. Instead of de-escalating, the officers handcuffed Mr. Aiken and then forcibly removed him from his own home, despite no indication of violence, resistance, or a safety threat. Even after the scene was secure and no victims were found, the officers continued to detain Mr. Aiken, further demonstrating that the handcuffing was more about control than safety. The Sahuarita officers' actions were legally reckless, physically harmful, and they failed to meet even the baseline requirements for constitutional policing. This interaction highlights how misapplying the exigent circumstances doctrine, especially in the absence of a real emergency, can result in unlawful entries, unjustified detentions, and a total breakdown of the Fourth Amendment protections that are supposed to shield individuals in their own homes. Mr. and Mrs. Aiken get an A+ for remaining calm and collected throughout the encounter, firmly and reasonably asserting their rights, and for following up this encounter with the proper legal action. Throughout the interaction, Mr. Aiken repeatedly asserted his Fourth Amendment rights and denied officers consent to enter his home, despite their attempts to pressure and intimidate him. He made it clear that he was aware of his legal protections and exercised them without escalating the situation. After the illegal entry, rather than jumping to file a lawsuit, the Aikens initially offered to settle for $1 and a promise of improved officer training, which speaks volumes about their character and intent. When it became clear that the training proposal offered by the department didn't meaningfully address the constitutional violations that took place, Mr. and Mrs. Aiken were essentially left with no option but to sue. Both Mr. and Mrs. Aiken were assertive in the moment and proactive in the aftermath of this encounter, and their conduct represents a textbook example of how citizens can responsibly confront government overreach without resorting to hostility or theatrics. I commend the Aikens for courageously exercising their rights and for following up this interaction with the proper legal action. Let us know if there is an interaction or legal topic that you would like us to discuss in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to check out my second channel for even more police interaction content.
The Nye County Sheriff's Office can confirm that the FBI executed a search warrant on our agency yesterday. Although a warrant was not necessary because Sheriff Sharon Worley has always turned over records to the FBI upon request.
David Berukowitz was a big deal in Nye County, Nevada. A captain in a sheriff's office, he was the face of law enforcement in Pahrump, Nevada, showing up on the news, on social media, and even on police reality shows.
He was continuing to reach in his waistband.
Put your hands in the air, both of them! Keep them over your head!
And it turned out he was just in pain, and so he was reaching for his legs.
But behind the badge, a darker story was brewing. In 2019, Berukowitz arrested Angela Evans, the CEO of a local power company, accusing her of embezzling services by moving a power pole on her own property. Sounds legit, right? Wrong. Court documents later showed that Evans didn't even own the property when the pole was moved, and that it was a complete lie. The charges were dropped, but the damage was done.
And this is tonight's mugshot of Angela Evans.
Evans lost her job, and she ended up suing Berukowitz and Nye County. Why did he do it? Believe it or not, he was a part of a scheme, a conspiracy to oust this woman as CEO of this company for his own personal reasons, and also to help a co-conspirator who was a disgruntled employee of that company who himself wanted that woman's job as CEO. But it gets worse. To push that conspiracy, that scheme, Berukowitz posted false press releases on the sheriff's Facebook page and YouTube channel, claiming that her arrest was legit and court approved.
CEO Angela Evans was placed under arrest. She was booked into the Nye County Detention Center and charged with embezzlement.
But fortunately, he got caught, right?
A Nye County Sheriff's captain was arrested and indicted in federal court in Las Vegas.
Well, yeah, he did get caught. He ended up pleading guilty. He's now a convicted felon. But despite abusing his position of trust in law enforcement, he ended up not serving a single day in jail.
No prison time and 3 years probation for former police captain David Berukowitz.
Let's go through it, and you are not going to believe it.
Public records show he's still receiving PERS retirement benefits totaling about $72,000 a year.
The scheme was hatched in a meeting that occurred on February 15th, 2019, between Captain Berukowitz and this guy Ken Johnson, who was a former officer of Valley Electric Association, this power company, VEA. That meeting culminated 11 days later with Captain Berukowitz and his sheriff's department arresting Angela Evans, after which the co-conspirator, the former officer Ken Johnson, would be interviewed by the TV news and then blasted out to the community.
Tonight, an arrest at Valley Electric after the investigation into a cover-up leads to embezzlement charges for the CEO.
The video that you are watching is body camera video of her arrest, and this is tonight's mugshot of Angela Evans. She's charged with embezzlement for using company money to pay for work at her home. Now, her arrest comes as the Nye County Sheriff's Office digs deeper into claims that a rate hike was used to keep a sexual misconduct case quiet.
Denise and Christiane, 8 News Now first broke this story. A source told police that Evans made Valley Electric employees move her power lines underground at her home here in Pahrump last April. But police say she didn't pay for it. Valley Electric did.
On Friday, the Nye County Sheriff's Department raids the VEA facility with a search warrant. 24 hours later, there's an arrogant denial of how in the world could you say anything is going on. They didn't take it seriously. They didn't initiate their own internal investigation.
Like Rand Paul.
And then we get this tonight, and it shows a clear failure on the part of the board to do their duty for the members.
After that media report, Berukowitz and Johnson celebrated the successful execution of their scheme when several board members resigned under the ensuing public pressure after Miss Evans was arrested.
This board could not have done things more wrong to get people this mad if they had tried.
I don't know where
Berukowitz texted
Travelers
Johnson
Rentals
saying
is, gang.
That was the plan. Resignation
Hey, what's this?
is better than recall. And when Evans ended up being fired, Berukowitz was jubilant, exclaiming, "Winner, winner, chicken dinner." But why did they do it? Berukowitz and Johnson both had reasons to be angry with VEA's management. Berukowitz was furious because VEA had announced an increase in the price of electricity for the first time in 10 years. And as a VEA customer, known as owner members because VEA is an electric utility cooperative, he took this price increase personally. For his part, Johnson had competed for VEA's CEO position before Angela Evans was hired for the position, and he blamed VEA's board and Evans for being passed over for the CEO position and eventually being forced out of the company. After leaving VEA, Johnson formed VEA Members for Change, a group which he described as a grassroots organization dedicated to ousting the VEA board of directors through a recall election. Berukowitz and Johnson used the public anger about the proposed rate increase as a means to pursue their personal vendettas and to galvanize support for the VEA-MC-sponsored recall election, which would lead to replacing Evans and the board of directors. During their initial clandestine meeting at a park on February 15, 2019, Berukowitz laid out his criminal scheme. This conversation was preserved in a secret recording that Berukowitz kept in his personal residence and outside of any official police case file. Before Berukowitz even had a single piece of information indicating that VEA or Evans had engaged in criminal activity, and he never found any, he was already planning to gain access to VEA's records to find something, quote, criminal. This plan followed a familiar blueprint Berukowitz had used previously to corruptly influence an election for Nye County Sheriff in favor of his preferred candidate. As Berukowitz explained to Johnson during the February 15th meeting at the park, once the candidate for sheriff was arrested for allegedly stealing a campaign sign, it was his, quote, kiss of fate. Berukowitz also told Johnson his office could make great video press releases to influence the VEA recall petition, just as they had done to influence the Nye County Sheriff's election previously. Berukowitz met again with Johnson a few days later on February 21st, and their plan began to take shape. Berukowitz told Johnson about an impromptu private conversation he had with a local TV producer right after he had been interviewed by a reporter about the recall. In that televised interview, he criticized Angela Evans and the board for raising rates, claiming the membership had been lied to. Immediately after giving that interview, Berukowitz spoke with a TV producer who mused that VEA had to raise its rates because it paid large sums of money to cover up internal complaints about a sexual relationship between the former CEO and another VEA employee. He said nothing that implicated Evans and offered no proof of those unsubstantiated rumors. During this second secret meeting with Johnson, Johnson began to spin a story that Evans must have been promoted to CEO in order to cover up the allegations, since that would be the only reason to promote her over him. And that was all that Berukowitz needed. He told Johnson that he was going to get a search warrant and asked what documents he should include in the scope of the warrant. So from that meeting onward, Berukowitz focused on leveling criminal allegations against then CEO Angela Evans. After his meeting with Johnson, he drafted a search warrant affidavit for a record search of VEA. The first search warrant attempted to transform the workplace gossip he had heard from the TV producer into evidence of a criminal violation involving Evans. His affidavit told the judge that sheriff's office employees were told by Prior Valley Electric employees that Angela Evans had, quote, received substantial payment and was involved in the handling of payments to suppress complaints of sexual misconduct at VEA. Completely missing from that affidavit was any context. There was no mention of the gossip he heard from the TV producer about a workplace love affair that did not involve Evans, or that this topic came up during a conversation after a television interview where Berukowitz leveled criticism at VEA and Evans about rate increases. Also missing was any mention that Johnson, a supposed source of this information, had been secretly recorded, or that during the recording, Johnson reasoned that Evans was involved in a cover-up because she was promoted to CEO and he was not. Instead, the affidavit left the false impression that law enforcement officers were gathering information in interviews conducted as part of a legitimate criminal investigation into a sex crime cover-up at VEA. Berukowitz kept his name off the affidavit entirely and brought in another officer to present it late that night at the home of the Justice of the Peace, who reluctantly approved it. The next morning, February 22nd, Berukowitz showed up at VEA with more than a dozen police officers.
Can I see the warrant?
Yes. Your name is?
I'm Angela Evans. I'm the CEO.
Come on in. Find a seat, folks.
Yeah, it's not here.
That's the warrant.
Son of a bitch.
That's it. I'm going to explain real quick to these guys just so everyone knows what's happening.
And our objective is not to impact your business at all.
while an advance team took what they referred to as B-roll footage of Nye County Sheriff's Office vehicles rolling into the VEA parking lot, and officers then descending upon the VEA headquarters building.
Wow, so this was just a huge waste of time coming here.
Today, just after 8:30 a.m., Nye County Sheriff's Office detectives and deputies executed a search warrant on Valley Electric Association in Pahrump for administrative and financial records. The warrant stems from an investigation into allegations that former CEO Tom Husted had sexually harassed a female employee and that Valley Electric key management employees were paid in exchange for not disclosing the sexual misconduct. Allegations include VEA cooperative monies were used as hush money to paid employees and former employees to ensure the sexual misconduct was covered up. It is suspected that the financial payouts may have contributed to the recent announced Valley Electric rate hikes. Additionally, the investigation revealed allegations that these employees signed non-disclosure agreements and were paid substantial amounts of money and provided additional unknown benefits. There will not be any disruption of service to Valley Electric members as a result of the search warrant after a short 1 or 2 hour closure of the administrative offices. This is an ongoing investigation. Investigators are processing copious amounts of evidence. As a result, no further information will be released at this time. The Nye County Sheriff's Office staff is asking anyone with information regarding these allegations to contact detectives. Although many people may have signed the non-disclosure agreements, this has now become a criminal investigation, and as a witness in criminal proceedings, you are entitled to protection pursuant to law. Please contact detectives at 775-751-7000 or by email at sheriff@co.nye.nv.us. The Nye County Sheriff will release an additional update on March 10th, 2019. A follow-up press conference will be held on March 22nd, 2019. The time and location of the press conference will be announced.
The search generated terabytes of data that was never even searched or analyzed. It also generated a lot of press coverage, complete with the Nye County Sheriff's Office provided B-roll images of them rolling in. Over the next few days, VEA and the Nye County Sheriff's Office fired off a series of dueling press releases, with the VEA claiming it was the victim of an illegal search and the Nye County Sheriff's Office claiming it was conducting a legitimate embezzlement investigation.
Although the Nye County Sheriff's Office did not intend to release any additional information until next week, Valley Electric has released 2 press releases riddled with dishonest statements, and the Nye County Sheriff's Office is answering the media's request for rebuttal. On February 22nd, 2019, Nye County Sheriff's Office staff executed a search warrant at Valley Electric in Pahrump. The Nye County Sheriff's Office will be responding to each of Valley Electric Association's claims. As previously stated, the search warrant began at 8:32 and at 9:28 the front office was reopened, nowhere near 2 hours.
Can I see the warrant?
Yes. Your name is?
I'm Angela Evans, I'm the CEO.
Come on in, find a seat, folks.
VEA Board of Directors released their own press release in which they repeated several of the false statements presented by the Valley Electric press release. VEA Board of Directors release stated that the search warrant was unnecessary and likely unlawful search. This is a bizarre statement. The Nye County Sheriff's Office insists that when there is an allegation that the CEO and Board of Directors of Valley Electric is improperly using funds to cover up misconduct, the investigation and subsequent search is absolutely necessary. The warrant was presented to a judge, and the judge found probable cause and signed the warrant, making it a lawful search. As you can see from the body camera footage, none of the individuals gathered in the conference room were restrained. The VEA Board of Directors refers to the Nye County Sheriff's Office search as media-obsessed environment in which the Nye County Sheriff's Department operates on a daily basis, and refer to this as a publicity stunt. The Nye County Sheriff believes in transparency. The Sheriff's Office press release was done to respond to media questions as the public wanted to know what was happening. The Sheriff's Office considers allegations of this nature to be severe and certainly does not take lightly the potential for misuse of cooperative funds. The name-calling characterization by the board against the Sheriff's Office in this release is a response that the Sheriff and her staff are used to seeing from individuals who are the subject of a criminal investigation.
It was against this backdrop that Johnson sent an email on the evening of February 25th to the Nye County Sheriff's Office reporting that he received an anonymous tip that Evans had work done at her house back in April of 2018 at a cost of $80.
Where are you coming from tonight? What's the attitude for? You're being detained for now.
It was only like 2 weeks ago that I showed you the exclusive body cam footage from this brand new federal lawsuit
Go inside of the house or I will take you from your kids and take you to jail.
that had been filed against this young Kentucky State Trooper, Myron Jackson. And many of you were shocked how Trooper Jackson escalated a minor traffic stop.
You know your tags are expired?
Expired?
Yeah.
In July.
Which wasn't even legal if you want to watch that video.
Today's July 31st.
Into arresting this mom of three illegally right on her front porch. It hasn't even been 3 weeks yet, and now a second federal civil rights lawsuit has been filed against Trooper Myron Jackson. And now I have the exclusive brand new body cam footage of that incident.
Are you normally like this? Are you trying to go to jail tonight? Okay. You're under arrest.
As well as a copy of the brand new lawsuit that was just filed yesterday. So let's go through the body cam footage together, and I will tell you what's happening in the form of the actual allegations from the lawsuit itself. And if you don't think the allegations match the body cam footage, well, let me know in a comment. So let's see if it does. I bet it does. On the night of May 1st, 2024, Kentucky State Trooper Myron Jackson pulled over Nicholas Unjay, a Cameroonian immigrant and a naturalized U.S. citizen, for allegedly failing to use his turn signal when he pulled into a Papa John's restaurant, which he was doing because he was working as a DoorDash delivery driver. But despite this being just a simple traffic stop over an extremely minor traffic allegation, Trooper Jackson ended up escalating the situation and pulling Nicholas out of his car without explanation.
Hello. Hello. Trooper Jackson State Police. The reason for the stop is when you change lanes right here, you didn't use a turning signal. Change lane? Yes. When you got in that middle lane right here, you got to use a turning signal when you're switching lanes. You have your license on your proof of insurance? Yeah, that's in the thing. Okay. Can I see it? You have any weapons in the vehicle?
The body cam shows that during the interaction, Nicholas was quiet and he began gathering his documents to give to Trooper Jackson. When Trooper Jackson asked Nicholas where he'd be coming from tonight, Nicholas responded, "I'm not answering any questions."
Where are you coming from tonight? I'm sorry?
Trooper Jackson's initial response to that was, "Okay, that's fine." But then he immediately said, "What's the attitude for?"
Yeah, that's fine. What's the attitude for?
But Nicholas complied with what he had originally been asked to do. He handed over his registration and his insurance to the trooper. Trooper Jackson then placed it back into Nicholas's car and then, out of nowhere, demanded that Nicholas exit the car.
Well, I'll take everything out. Go ahead and hop out here with me for a second.
In what was a perfectly appropriate, legal, and normal response to being asked to get out of your car for no discernible reason during a simple traffic stop, Nicholas asked why. Trooper Jackson responded by saying, "Because I'm telling you to get out. You don't have a choice."
I'm sorry? Because I'm telling you to. Get out. You don't have a choice.
The body cam shows that Nicholas did not use or threaten violence. Nicholas did not affirmatively interfere in any way with the traffic stop.
Okay. I'm not going to ask again.
He was simply seated in his car when Trooper Jackson opened the car door.
Take your seatbelt off and get out of the car. You're going to listen to me.
Trooper Jackson then grabbed Nicholas and forcefully pulled him out of the car. And by the way, Trooper Jackson never asked, he never demanded that Nicholas put the car in park or turn the car off. Instead, Jackson had pulled Nicholas out of the car without even knowing whether or not the car was in drive or park, because admittedly, he was not thinking it through.
Get out of the car.
The vehicle began to idle forward with no driver. Trooper Jackson then ran and jumped into the car to keep it from rolling away.
https://user.b/q0-i. That's another reason why I wanted him to get out, because he never put the car in park. No, so I saw that. My assumption was he was about to take off. I saw that. I didn't really think it through. I knew it wasn't in park, but I really didn't think it through. If I tell you to do something, you do it.
Jackson then handcuffed Nicholas and told him that he was being detained.
You're being detained.
Asking him, "Are you normally like this? Are you trying to go to jail tonight?" Nicholas remained calm and silent.
Are you normally like this? Are you trying to go to jail tonight? Do you have any weapons on you? I ain't got no weapons. How many times did I touch it? Do you have anything to drink? No.
When Trooper Jackson asked for Nicholas's address, Nicholas responded, "It's on my ID." Immediately after that response, Trooper Jackson announced, "You're under arrest."
What's your current address? Okay. You're under arrest.
Wow. Jackson charged Nicholas with obstructing governmental operations, basically Kentucky's version of obstruction. He then transported Nicholas to the Franklin County Regional Jail, where Nicholas was incarcerated until being administratively released the next day, after which he had to walk miles back to his vehicle in order to get home. When Trooper Jackson began writing the citation, he wrote of concerns about Nicholas being intoxicated. However, Trooper Jackson did not conduct any field sobriety tests, nor conduct any preliminary breath test at all that night. And that's because, most likely, Trooper Jackson did not actually have any suspicion of Nicholas being an impaired driver, and instead only wrote it down as a pretext in an attempt to justify his initial order for Nicholas to get out of the car as being related to an investigation over intoxication, as opposed to what it really was, as retaliation for Nicholas saying he didn't answer questions, which of course would be unconstitutional. Just like the incident from the video 2 weeks ago, the criminal charge here ended up being dismissed by the prosecutor. In fact, according to the lawsuit, it was just dismissed today. Why are these warrantless arrests by this Trooper Jackson being dismissed by the prosecutor? The arrest here was for obstructing governmental operations. Under Kentucky state law, to commit obstruction of governmental operations, the courts there have held that a person does not obstruct governmental operations unless there is affirmative use or threat of violence, force, or physical interference. Trooper Jackson's body cam showed that Nicholas did none of those things. Instead, Jackson retaliated against Nicholas and violated his constitutional rights by arresting him, at least in part because he asserted his Fifth Amendment right to refuse to answer Trooper Jackson's questions. But what about Pennsylvania versus Mims, you ask? Yes, police officers can order you out of a car during a traffic stop, but that doesn't mean they get to do whatever they want. They don't get to frisk or search you. They don't get to extend the length or scope of the stop. And they can't do it to punish you or to go on a fishing expedition or to retaliate because you refused to answer their questions or you remain silent. To order you out of the car, it has to be for the reason of officer safety. They can just perform the same traffic stop with you outside the car. The courts have said that officers can ask you questions during a traffic stop, but there's generally no requirement to answer police questions, with the exception of basic identification and related documentation answers. But the courts have said that officers may still ask unrelated questions such as where are you going, but they can't prolong the stop without some other reasonable suspicion of some other crime. The courts have been very clear that you have the right to remain silent during a traffic stop and that you should verbalize that choice, which is exactly what Nicholas did here.
Where are you coming from tonight? I'm sorry?
So Nicholas acted properly in the way that the courts have said that is the correct way to assert one's constitutional rights during a traffic stop. The body cam footage establishes that, both that Nicholas acted properly and asserted his constitutional rights, And also that Trooper Jackson, in direct and immediate response to that assertion, immediately began to retaliate against him asserting his rights by accusing him of having an attitude and asking him, "What's your attitude for?"
Yeah, that's fine. What's the attitude for?
Which is total gaslighting, given the fact that Nicholas is completely calm and literally does not have an attitude. And then by ordering him out of the car. So Nicholas was absolutely correct to be wondering why he's being punished for doing what the courts have said he has the constitutional right to do. This is a pattern now of this young trooper needlessly escalating minor traffic stops and then falsely arresting somebody for obstruction when there's no problem.
All right, I'm gonna take a break. So I'm gonna rent the ship when I come back, because that way I'll get more time out of it. I shut this bad boy down.
Sure.
People keep asking if I'm back, and I haven't really had an answer. But now, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.